The team did a great job to set the tone.
They impose their will.
Yeah, I don't see no competition.
We locked in. We didn't let our foot off the gas. We kept doing it over and over again.
The game got out of hand pretty early.
He is Jalen Rose. I'm David Jacoby. We are Jalen and Jacoby. What is it that we do?
We give the people what they want.
Yes, we do. We have a packed show today. John Collins of the Atlanta Hawks joins us. We heard from Aaron Rodgers. We'll tell you what he said. We heard from Julio Jones. He said, I'm gone. But we start with the Heat against the Bucks. Game 2. This one wasn't even close. The Heat got waxed by Giannis Antetokounmpo and company. Jalen Rose, what was that?
The Milwaukee Bucks, first quarter, first half, three-point shooting in particular, made 4 in the opening stanza to blow and beat the brakes off of the Miami Heat. It was really impressive to watch. And shout to Forbes, who they signed this offseason, who came in and was on fire, knocking down threes. And this is why when you asked me yesterday if I needed to pick between them and the Nets, I would take the Bucks currently, is because you got to be able to play multiple styles in the playoffs. That's why usually the best team always wins a 7-game series. Milwaukee can beat you defensively with their height. Giannis and Lopez protecting at the rim. Also at the point of attack with Drew Holiday, who's an improved three-point shooter above Eric Bledsoe. You have Middleton, who's proven to be clutch for them and a consistent 20-point scorer. And then you got depth. Bobby Portis making shots, Forbes making shots, DiVincenzo playing quality minutes. So I really like this complete Milwaukee Bucks team.
Jalen, I have a question. Where's Jimmy Butler? Have you seen Jimmy Butler? Do you remember Jimmy Butler making the superstar leap last year in the bubble? Do you remember Jimmy Butler going toe-to-toe with LeBron in Game 5 of the NBA Finals? Do you remember Jimmy Butler hitting threes in the playoffs? Jimmy Butler had 10 points. Dwayne Dedmon led the Heat in scoring last night. This one was over after like 7 minutes, and I need to see more from Bam and Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, I know you have it in you. You have more heart than almost anybody in the NBA. I know you're looking at this film and you're saying, I have to do more. Do you expect a big performance, a bounce-back performance from this Heat team when this series goes to Miami?
The Heat will win Game 3. They'll play with a sense of desperation and a sense of pride. They may even throw UD out there to create a skirmish and to elevate the toughness of the Miami Heat, because I'm pretty sure that's what Eric Spoelstra wants his team to do. Be a lot more competitive. And shout to Dedmon, who actually played well and is giving them quality minutes at the 5. But the problem is the Miami Heat won't win any games, in particular in the playoffs, when he's their leading scorer. You said it. It has to be Bam. It has to be Jimmy. It has to be Duncan Robinson being the sniper. You're going to need Hero to play better. You're going to need Goran Dragic to perform. It's going to be a complete team effort for the Miami Heat to slowly try to climb themselves back into this series.
Well, Jalen, let's talk about the Blazers against the Nuggets. Game 2, it was the nightcap of the doubleheader, and this one wasn't particularly close either. Now, the Nuggets got beaten Game 1 by the Blazers. Different story in Game 2. Our guy, soon-to-be MVP, stretch mark 5, Jokic, was doing his thing.
You already know our guy was not about to lose 2 games at home and go back to Portland. And he now understands, okay, y'all gonna allow me to play one-on-one a lot, and y'all wanna see if I can get 35? All right, cool. I'll basically average that both of the games we play. And I'll just grab every rebound. And that's what he did. And the beauty of what he's able to do, Jacoby, is he's assessed the situation. And he realizes that, okay, we don't have Jamal Murray. And they're not necessarily leaving off cutters into double team. So y'all gonna let me play in the phone booth? Well, whoever's guarding me go get this work. And I appreciate how he's doing that. Because there were times earlier in his career where he'd be content with passing or boarding, and he will have like 3 or 5 shots at the half sometime, but not anymore because he's the MVP of the league.
That's a really good point. You know I love Jokic, but my guy on the Nuggets is Campazzo. And Jalen, he had a tough first half. What happened in the first half of Campazzo?
Well, what had happened was See, your guy Campazzo got caught in the Dame time. And he looked up at the score and realized they were losing, and he saw Campazzo was in front of him. How many points did Dame score in a row?
It was like 4 minutes and 32 seconds. He scored some ungodly number. It was like 17 points. And it was all right on Campazzo's grill. However, Jalen, the Nuggets made an adjustment at halftime. They went into the locker room and said, you know what? Maybe the 30-year-old 5'8" dude we shouldn't put in front of Dame. Let's take our new asset, Aaron Gordon, and switch him on to Dame. And that was extremely effective. Aaron Gordon used his size, used his length, and his quickness, athleticism. He didn't stop Dame. No one can stop Dame, but he slowed him down. And it was that kind of a change, those kind of adjustments that happen in the postseason that make profound impacts on the series like that one. What do you think about them switching Gordon onto Dame?
Well, basketball is a tall man's game. And what ends up happening with your Dame, and he and CJ are considered a smaller backcourt. So when you're as dominant as Dame, they can not only guard you with a 1, they can guard you with a 2, they can guard you with a 3, and in this case, guard you with basically a 4 in Aaron Gordon. And what ends up now happening is you're going to need guys like Norman Powell and Carmelo Anthony to take advantage of their matchups. So he has to guard somebody up front. And see, we'll see if that adjustment takes place for the Portland Trail Blazers when they return home.
Dame needs help. Melo had 5, Cantor had 4. Robert Covington barely shot the ball. He took 3 shots. He needs help when this comes back to Portland. But before we move off this series, my man Campazzo had some fancy passes. I don't care how many points Dame puts on you. I don't care how many points. Look at these passes from Campazzo. A little over-the-top bounce pass. Watch him put it between someone's legs right here. My guy Campazzo. You got absolutely torched, my guy, but you are still my king.
All I know is he was getting lit up like a candle by Dame Lillard. And if you want some context, that's the same number of points Kobe scored on me in the 81-point game. Campazzo was getting that work yesterday.
He was, but he had a couple fancy passes, and that's all I care about. Moving on to NFL. We've been talking about Aaron Rodgers for weeks now, and he finally spoke for the first time since all this controversy to the great, the legend, Kenny Mayne. Let's hear from the quarterback from Green Bay.
With my situation, look, it never been about the draft picking Jordan. I love Jordan. He's a great kid. You know, he a lot of fun to work together. I love the coaching staff, love my teammates, you know, love the fan base in Green Bay. It's incredible 16 years. It's just kind of about a philosophy, you know, and maybe forgetting that it is about the people that make the thing go. It's about character. It's about culture. It's about doing things the right way.
Jalen, I need you to translate for me. He says it's not about the draft pick. It's about character, about philosophy, and about culture. What is he really saying?
Character, culture, and doing things the right way, like paying me top dollar. That's basically what he's saying. He has zero guaranteed money on his deal. He said he's been working for that company for 16 years. I don't care where you work. At some point, when you've been working there as long as Aaron Rodgers has, you want them to show you respect by how much they pay you. Not how they email you, not how they text you, not what they say to you, but what they show you. And shout to the legend Kenny Mayne. I've always been a huge fan. Glad I got a chance to work with him. And he's been a historic figure at the Worldwide Leader for a really long time. He's the only guy that I can see getting Aaron Rodgers to do a live television interview where it looked like he probably had a couple of scotches.
He had a couple of scotches.
It was 11 o'clock at night. You know you got an interview. You know you got an interview. You don't not drink at dinner. You know what I mean?
Good for Aaron Rodgers.
Good for
Aaron
Rodgers.
I have one thing to add.
His hair and everything. He's living his best life.
It's absolutely about showing respect through the paycheck. However, one more thing. Listen, I'm in a relationship, and anyone who is married knows this. You guys gotta give the empty apology. I empty apologize all the time. I apologize for things that I don't mean all the time. So whether it's Gutekunst, whether it's the organization, whether it's the owner, the coach, just apologize to the man. It's so easy. Well, he is not the only superstar NFL player that wants a new home. Yesterday, on air with Shannon Sharp, Julio Jones said about the Falcons.
Shay.
I'm out of there, is what he said. So, where do you want to see Julio Jones play next season?
I'm not going to make this personal and say the Lions, but when I look at those teams, I would love to see him play with Lamar Jackson. Can Lamar Jackson now have an elite receiver on the outside to go with their dominant run game? If you add Julio to that wide receiving room at the Ravens, that's where I would like to see him go. What are your thoughts?
They always say Lamar Jackson needs a weapon, but this is like giving him a nuclear missile. I want to see Julio Jones play for the San Francisco 49ers.